What is going on, guys? We are super excited to announce our new Balisong box cutter utility knife. The Arena Accessories Butterfly Balisong utility knife box cutter. Replaceable razor knife. Okay, so you're never gonna have to worry about sharpening this one. Now, this is something that I've kind of had in the back of my mind for many, many years now, ever since I started selling a similar model to this years and years ago. I think it was just a lower end model, manufactured just for novelty, and it was kind of the same approximate size, slightly different handles. But what was cool about it is it was a box cutter that you could replace the blade on, and it was a Balisong. So you could flip with it. You could do a couple tricks when you're on the job site. You could mess around with it. Anybody who's an enthusiast of Balisongs or butterfly knives know that there's just nothing like a butterfly knife. There's just a different novelty about them that you don't get with traditional flipper pocket knives or, standard lockbacks. This knife is TC4 titanium. So you're getting solid, real titanium handles. It's got a stainless steel blade center mount here with a screwdriver on the end. So you got a little bit of a prying, light duty. I wouldn't use it as a pry bar per se. You could if you want for gentle stuff if you're careful, but you're not going to want to use something this nice for something that you're going to beat on. It's got a spring latch. Okay, so most budget Balisong knives, mid-range, they're not made of titanium handles. You want titanium handles on a butterfly knife, you're spending upwards of 150, 200, maybe $400 for this type of a model. Ours has real titanium handles, okay? Sandwich construction. We got Zen pins in the handles. We don't have Tang pins, okay? So much better quality, much less problems. You don't ever have to worry about losing a Tang pin. There's no quick release for the blade, but it's just simply two T6 Torx screws right here. It will take you literally a minute to change this, to remove this and swap this blade out. We include 10 of these nice blades that are, it's almost like a titanium nitride coating, like a dark gray, which kind of adds to the look a little bit. But there's a little bit of play here with these blades. That's the only thing we don't like about them. But when you replace them with your standard utility, your favorite blades, that goes away. I just used a different SK5 blade the other day, and there was not as much play. So that's something that we're going to have to work out in future runs. But we've got our logo right there on the center of the Tang. We've got ball bearing pivots, okay? Because what else would you want in a good quality butterfly knife? Something that's going to be easy to flip, and you don't have to constantly worry about as much of, did my screw loosen? I mean, you're going to want to keep an eye on your screws just like any knife. But the latch also has a nice bottle opener built into the handle. Okay, squeeze the handles together and it pops out. Why? Because you got a spring latch. Okay, so you're not going to want to remove the latch on this one. This one's not going to be in your way as much as traditional budget butterfly knives. So I mean, the other thing I didn't mention is we've got a pocket clip, so that's going to make it a lot easier to carry. If you don't like the pocket clip, it's just one T6 Torx screw. You can pop it off. But overall, I'm so pleased with this. This is something that I've been wanting to carry, ever since about 5 years ago. I had a very similar model, but it was a lot more on the budget end. It was not anything nearly as nice as this. This thing, the handles are a little short, but you're not going to want a huge Balisong. If you can see here at the top corner, it's exactly 4 inches long at the handles. The handle width is exactly a 1/2 inch long. The total length is about, it looks 7 inches long, a little under 7 inches, with the latch closed. You've got the closed length on it with the latch shut is going to be about, with including the tip of the screwdriver, about 4.6, maybe 4.65 inches. And the overall weight is also super light. I honestly didn't even weigh it yet, but I'm guessing from the feel that this is about 3 ounces. I'll have the specifications in the description link. So if you're interested in purchasing this beautiful knife, we stock these in the US. We ship out same business day. Sometimes we even ship Saturday mornings from Connecticut here if you order early enough. But we want to try to carry these, and we want to keep these in stock because there's just not enough like this on the market. And this is going to be the last, utility knife Balisong that you're going to need to buy because of the way that the quality is made. This is made in our factory in China, but the quality is, the craftsmanship on this is really good. CNC cut everything. It's just chamfered edges on the handles. I couldn't be more pleased with how this came out. You got a stonewash finish on it, so you don't have to really worry about messing it up. You get a scratch or something, and it's not that big a deal when you got stonewash. In the box that it comes with, we give you a free T6 and T9 Torx wrench if you don't have one in a pinch. You've got the instructions on how to change the blade out. And then also, you obviously also get our free drawstring bag for storage when you're not using it. Let's see what else we can do with this thing. Let's weigh it. Get this here, so you believe me here. Let's get this flat. I mentioned that it was about 3 ounces. What do we got? We're getting 2.7 right there. Let's make sure the scale is tiered properly here. I almost don't believe that. 2.8, 2.7. So I'd say maybe 2.75 ounces. That's incredible for any pocket knife, especially an EDC. When you want a good EDC is going to be smaller. It's going to be lightweight. This thing checks all the boxes. I mean, we got 4-inch handles here. We got about 7 inches overall. Yep, with the latch sticking out, maybe goes about 7 1/4. And for a nice lightweight everyday flipper Balisong that you can play around with on the job site, impress your friends, nice little conversation piece, or just for the fact that you can have a Balisong that has a replaceable blade, and you can have fun on the job or doing whatever you're doing around the house, instead of just one of these boring old, Stanley Works, Black & Decker, Husky, you name it, Milwaukee, utility knives. I mean, here's your alternative. You can get a button lock, like this Doyle. You can get, let's see, there's another Harbor Freight special, a Gordon utility knife, button lock. Those are cool and everything, but, I mean, you're getting titanium construction here. If you care about the weight in your pocket, this is the kind of stuff you're going to want to look into, because this is literally half to a third of the weight of a lot of other knives. So for everyday carry, you got your pocket clip, which is easily removable. All you're going to have to do is take the included wrench, little T6 Torx, or if you have your own favorite that you want to use, you can use that. And you're just going to unscrew these couple of screws here. They're very short thread, very quick and easy. You're not going to want to do this in the middle of a job because you might lose your screws if you're not in a place where, there you go. If you wanted to put it back together and just flip and be safer, if you're practicing your tricks, you could put it back together just like that. But it's that simple. It literally takes about 20 seconds to change the blade out. You could flip it around, obviously, if it got dull. Put it back together. It's the opposite of what I just showed you. Grab your T6, pop them into place, just like that. You're never going to want to add thread locker to these screws because these are going to be the ones that you're going to be, needing to replace the blade with. So there you go. Snug them up a little bit. This is okay if you don't have a T6. I prefer this one. This one's nicer because it's magnetic tip and it has a handle. I can do it a lot faster. I feel like I'm all thumbs with these little Allen size wrenches. I can't believe how well this thing flips. It's just a breeze. I mean, we've never carried a butterfly knife in our store with running on bearings. Now, bearing pivots. This is, if you're going to compare this to the Kershaw Lucia or something, or Luca, however you want to choose to say it, the Kershaw model that is, everybody raves about, it's only around $120, $130. We're pricing this thing at literally 50% of that. And you get a replaceable blade. So yeah, it's a little smaller, but it's also a little easier for everyday carry. And you're already getting the titanium handles. I mean, come on. TC4 titanium, you could even, look on YouTube. You can actually modify and, do a flame job on titanium if you know what you're doing. There's simple tutorials. You can change the color of these handles if you really wanted to. If you wanted to take this thing apart, heat up the pivot screws a little bit before you do that, maybe with a lighter or with something that's a little heat gun or something, because you're going to want to melt the thread locker that's on the threads of the pivot screws. But you could totally customize this thing to your liking if you wanted to. A lot of our customers like to customize their knives. They like to engrave them. They like to, anodize certain parts of them. This thing is just, every time I play with it, I'm just like, I'm keeping one of these for myself. This is insane. And it's just Zen pin model. You don't have to worry about tang pins ever falling out. The only thing that you're going to want to keep an eye on, with just like with any knife, is just your screws. Make sure that all your screws are torqued properly. Once in a while, this is the T9. Throw your T6. Check your screws, okay? It's important. These are obviously brand new, good to go, as our factory does a good job on the assembly. But you really can't go wrong with a knife like this if this is something that you've been looking for. If this fills a hole in your collection, maybe you've had one of these in the past, a similar model, and you just lost it or gave it away. Now you're just looking for like the ultimate budget-friendly, mid-range, titanium handled box cutter Balisong. I mean, this is a super niche item. This is something that we're not going to be selling these like hotcakes. We're going to be selling them to somebody who's looking exactly for this knife. Now look at the handle play on this thing. There's barely any. Obviously it's on bearings, so you don't really need much handle play. But I'm garbage with butterfly knives and tricks. I'm total trash, but I'm trying to learn. I can do a little basic twirl like this. I just want to try to demonstrate how well balanced this thing is, because just a simple twist of the handle and it just flies open or flies closed. I wish I could demonstrate this better. Maybe I can find a YouTube Balisong enthusiast with a decent channel that wants to share one of these with their following. If they want to reach out to me, they're welcome to do so. But we're busy over here. We're a very small family business. We're constantly trying to fulfill orders. We're constantly trying to keep things in stock for our customers. And this is just something that I'm super excited about. I'm not trying to be all salesy here. Oh, this is the best knife since sliced bread. But it's a cool freaking knife. And this is one that I've literally been looking for, like I said, 4 to 5 years, since I ran out of the other ones that we had. So hopefully this little video here gives you a little more in-depth look at this model. These blades that we include with it that came from the factory, they do have a slight little bit of play in them. But as soon as you replace these with your favorite, over-the-counter standard size razor utility blades, they don't wiggle like this. So total transparency here. This is what you're getting for your hard-earned buck. And obviously, just like with, at the time of this recording, we don't know how long we're going to be able to keep free shipping going on everything on our website. But for the time being, we're still doing free shipping on everything. A lot of businesses online sell knives, sporting goods, things like that. They're doing this thing where it's, spend $50 or more and get free shipping. Spend $100 or more and get free shipping. We're trying to keep it free shipping. The rates are constantly rising. The cost of materials are constantly going up. With the current economic situation that we find ourselves in. Another sneak peek of another model that we're going to be carrying soon is this one. So if butterfly knives aren't your thing, if this isn't your, isn't your preference, we even have a frame lock flipper version. Okay, so it handles a little bit smaller. So instead of 4 inches, you right about 3.5. Okay, so an even smaller everyday carry. Titanium handle scales. These are not stainless steel. These are titanium, stone washed with a dark stone wash. And it's a flipper. Okay? There's no handle. You can see it's a different brand blade. There's no wiggle. The head of it's very similar. It just came from the same factory. Same high quality manufacturing goes into both of these models. The frame lock, the ball bearing pivot, the tip up carry pocket clip. Didn't even mention that on this. This is also tip up carry, but not like you'd shove this in your pocket. Everything was just done right on these. It's just awesome little everyday carry utility razor knife enthusiast knives. So somebody who just doesn't want to be wasting their time with sharpening, somebody who's going through blades a lot, doesn't matter what blade steel that you're using when you got a utility box cutter, because you just yank the blade out and you just pop a new one in and you're good to go. But we hope you enjoy this, and we thank you guys for watching. Have a great one.